everyone. Warm welcome, one and all, to Intrazon, India's largest retail intraday traders online conference. Friends, we are in the second day of our webinar series. Today, we have an interesting speaker, Mr. Harneet Singh Kharbanda, a professional trader, an MBA from Australia. He's a full-time trader from the last 4.5 years. If you had joined the webinar earlier, we were chit-chatting. You would have realized some of the experience that Harneet had undergone before. His topic today is minimalistic techniques and creative tricks for intraday trading. So Harneet, it's a great pleasure to have you as a speaker in this program, and you are participating in a program with Traders Gurukul for the first time. We are really honored to have you on board. On behalf of the entire audience here, I sincerely appreciate your presence with us.
Thank you, Shobji. So,
my friend, you can go ahead now. The stage is yours, and we'll talk at the end with Q&A.
Sure. Thank you, Shobji. So, hello friends. As you could have as you have already joined. So we were talking about like how was my journey. I gave a brief introduction about myself. So right away, I would start with the presentation, and I would start with the psychological aspects of trading. I know all of us are here for the technical part, for the strategical part. Yeah, that will also come, but I need to really emphasize on the psychological part because that is very important. Even if you are intraday or a swing position trader, if you don't have the psychological foundation laid, the trading will really not happen. You will hit some of the times you will hit jackpots also, but you will notice that if you see your trading curve, your P&L from the last 2 or 3 years, you would be break even or even in loss. So that's why whenever I speak to someone, I make sure that I start everything with the psychological part because I really feel that is the foundation. So I hope everyone can see the first slide, and I hope everyone can see this.
Yes, Harneet, go ahead. We can see.
You can see the know yourself before trading. You can see this right now.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So the idea of knowing ourselves first is that actually we just enter the market and we focus on like what are the markets, what keeps on happening in the market. The market is always up to the always running. We say that it is a time bounded, like it starts at 9:15 and we are closed by 3:30. But actually, whenever we speak, whenever we are in the markets, whenever we have put a trade, till the time we are not closed, till when we have not closed our trade, we're actually into the market. We're actually with our trade. So for us, our market is always open. But the thing is that we always are worried about how the markets operate. But we should be worried about how we operate. We should know ourselves before we try to know or try to get a hold of the market because it's very, very important. I'm getting a message that voice is not clear. Is it fine now? Hello?
Harneet, go ahead. If it is not clear, I will moderate because I know. Yeah.
It's fine now?
It's perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So the point is that to know yourself before trading is that we have to know of our pros and cons. We have to know what are our qualities because what happens is that it will definitely reflect on our trading also. So like if a person is very calm and composed, that will definitely reflect in our trading. And if a person is very aggressive in nature, so I always give this example, like if a person like the way you do anything is the way you do everything. If a person is fond of driving a car very rashly, if he drives it too fast, the same thing will ultimately reflect in his or her trading also. And if a person is very calm and composed and he can like and he will be in a better position to avoid those FOMO trades. He would be better composed and he would be better uh, you know, with himself during the trading. He will not feel the urgeness, the excitement of trading. So that's why right now, like people ask me what kind of trading books do I read. But generally, I've read very less trading books. I have mostly read trading psychology books, and moreover, I keep on reading the self-help books, and mostly I read spiritual books because I feel before knowing the market, we should know about ourselves. It really, really helps, and spiritual books will really help a lot because what happens in that is that we get to know more about ourselves, and that's why it is also said that you must have seen people keep on focusing on meditation. So meditation is essential not only in trading but in any part of the business, in any part of the life. It is really, really very important because we in trading only, it's actually people think that trading is very easy, and generally they think that intraday is the easiest format. But actually, it's the most difficult format if we are not trained. Intraday, as I will go through the slides also, intraday trading should come on the last of everybody's agenda. First, they should learn cash trading and positional trading. Then they should, if once they have mastered that, they should come towards the swing, and then comes the intraday. Obviously, once someone gets hold of the intraday, then it's nothing like anything. They can really make huge money in very less time and spare the rest of the time, and they don't have to worry about the gaps and all. So it's a great way to make money, but you have to gradually reach that point. You can't actually, I what I say, the intraday is like doing intraday is like driving the car in the fifth gear. We can't start by fifth gear. We have to always start from first gear, and we have to gradually reach there. So that's why I'm starting with the psychological part. So it's very important to know yourself first. And when I say that we should know ourselves first, the point I'm talking about is like once there are like this is a, as you can see, he's like a general worker, like in India you can say a labor. So whenever trading is happening, like in a construction site, there is this guy, a general worker, and there is this guy, a contractor. So difference is a contractor will come to the site in our trading language, like he will come to the terminal at once a day or once a week or once a month, and he will see that if everything is going fine, he will come, he will see, he will if there are any adjustments to be made, he will make that, and then he will probably go away. So he will actually stay very far away from the game, and in the in the point of a labor, he will be always close to the terminal, close to the site in his language, and in our language close to the terminal. So we have to, first of all, if we want to do intraday trading, we have to think like a daily worker. We have to think like that. We can't afford to be like this guy and just and like come only once a week or once a month. But so even if, what I'm trying to say is that even if you are not this guy, if you're not into the this position in which you have to stay alert all the time, you have to stay near the system all the time, and you have to make the adjustments whenever possible, you have to reach there. But the process should come from this, though you should first learn the all the you should know how to watch the markets from a bit distance. Once you master that thing, once you go through that process, then ultimately you can master at intraday trading. But please do not start right away from intraday. It's completely fine to like take some time, because in school colleges also we spend so many years learning about the process, and then after that we take internships, and then we start with the job. But here we think that we open a trading account today and from tomorrow we will get the profit. So obviously that does not happen. So the we have to reach that area gradually. So that's why we should know, right? Like so, right now, whoever is attending this, like no need to tell me. Ask yourself inside, like what at what position you are right now. Because some guys, if you guys are in the position of a contractor, you right now you won't be able to think like a labor. But they both are equally important for the construction of the site. They both are equally respected. It's not like that the labor is some other lower class or something like that. They both are equal. They both are necessary to be in the game. Only then a building will be constructed. Otherwise, there will be only land. So they both are important, but ask yourself that on which area do you lie right now? Because if your mindset currently has not gone into the intraday trading style and you are still into the contractor style, you should not directly start doing intraday. Wait for a few time, practice a bit more, backtest your results, and then make a journal. A journal is very, very important, because what we do is that we making a journal and actually maintaining a journal is actually a boring task, I will have to admit, because I know there are guys which who have automated that process, but making a journal by hand really helps a lot, because we get to know what we made the mistakes. So once you do all that, you will get to know what type of trading is suiting you. Once you are aware of that, only then you can see that if I am fit for intraday or not. If you are not fit for intraday, I would suggest you to first start slowly, start with positional trading, and obviously no F&O in the initial months at least. I believe if someone is a new trader, don't start with F&O in initial months. Start slowly. Start with positional cash trading, then swing trading, then try your hand into intraday. And once you are got the hold of the process, then you can do a quick scalps also. But that comes in the last part. So that's why I wanted to explain it with the help of these slides. Okay. So another psychological thing which I want to discuss is there are three types of employees, right? Suppose there is this guy, the outperformer. So he is a great guy. He is a great employee for the firm. He talks to the customers very politely. He's a he's a well-suited, booted guy. He will always his personality is very dashing, and he takes care of his boss. He is always on time. He's actually the perfect employee that you can have. And due to him, there are like the firm has made huge profits. He's literally a great asset for the firm. Like, so this is the, imagine this is the first employee of the firm. And then there is this average guy. So this average guy is actually literally average. He's not talking politely to the customers, but he's not even like arguing or anything. He's not even rude to anyone. He just sits throughout the day and he's doing his work, but he's not generating any profits. But on the same time, he's not even generating any losses. He just sits over there, does his work, and takes his salary and goes home. And on the third, this is the loss making guy. Like, he's the laziest guy. He's just sitting around in the office and he's actually talking very rudely with all the customers. The company, the firm is not making any profit. In fact, the company is making losses because of him. Because of his rude behavior, the customers are going back. And actually, the firm, the company, the business is actually making huge losses because of him. So if we want to fire one of the employee from these three, like suppose our business has some cash crunch and we have to like now fire one of the employee. So when we say the which of the employees do we need to fire? So obviously we will say that the loss making guy, obviously we will fire him. It's in general business, in general life, I guess it will be really clear that we will obviously fire the third guy, the loss making guy, because he was anyhow a liability for the firm. It's anyhow a liability for the firm, and he was just sitting over there making losses. So, but what we do in the trading lifestyle, we actually do opposite. I don't know why, but we literally do the opposite, and we have to fix that. Because the thing is, now imagine this as this firm, the business is your trading portfolio or your trading positions, and these three are your trading positions for the day. And even if you're doing intraday, suppose you have to carry two positions for the next day also, for swing also, and you have to cut one position. So over here, what will happen in our trading portfolio, in our trading style, what we do, if one of our position is in profit, like in the outperformer guy, and one of our position is break even. So it's not even in profit and it's not on loss also, it's just in break even. And one of our position, sorry, in one of our position is in the loss. So if we have to take one position or we have to cut one position, so which position we will cut? We will always cut the outperformer of our portfolio of the positions of that day. I don't know why, but we always do the opposite in trading. Trading actually I'm from a business background, and I always thought that I was not passionate about business or the normal brick and mortar business. I was literally knew that trading was my thing. But I was like that, why did I stick to business for so long? Why did not I right away jump to trading? But now I realize that the actual business sense literally helps. How it helps is that firstly, we don't expect anything monthly from trading. This is not a fixed employee, something like that. We have to, this is like a business only. There are some months which we make great returns, and then there are some months in which we might be negative also. So like over here in this example, as you can see, if we have to cut one position, we will always cut the